Posting content without a strategy is like driving without a GPS. One day you're posting a carousel, then a reel, maybe a quote graphic if you're feeling inspired, but there's no real plan behind it. And when you check your analytics, you have no idea what's working, what's not, or why that random post from 3 weeks ago is running numbers all of a sudden. A content strategy isn't just a fancy term that agencies throw around. It's a roadmap that tells you what to post, when to post it, where to post it, and most importantly, why you should be posting it in the first place. Your strategy is the difference between creating content that just gets lost in the algorithm versus creating content that actually builds your brand and turns followers into fans and maybe customers, hopefully customers. So that's why in this video, I'm breaking down everything you need to create a content strategy that actually works for you. Setting goals and understanding your audience and competitors to choosing the right platforms and content pillars. I really hope that by the end of this video, you can have a clear, actionable plan to create content that feels intentional instead of overwhelming, and you feel like you can conquer the content creation process. So let's get into it.
This is the Hyphenate.
Okay, so the first step in the content strategy process is to set SMART goals. So that's specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and time-bound. Common SMART goals are brand awareness, website traffic, lead generation, lead nurturing or conversion, customer education, loyalty and retention, thought leadership, and then like SEO and ranking so you can get higher up on search engine results pages. And that does matter for your content because a lot of people show up on Google and other search results pages like Yahoo and Bing from their content. If you are creating your content with SEO in mind, that'll help you rank too. And every single social media platform has their own SEO embedded into it. So you really need to be thinking about that as well. But depending on what you want to do with your content, what you want your page to stand for, you might have different goals. Maybe you don't really care about lead nurturing and conversion because you don't have any digital products or stuff like that. Maybe you don't really want to educate people, but you do care about loyalty and retention, for example. So these are the common goals. So I really want you to think about what you want your goals to be. What are your SMART goals? So that's the first step in the strategy process. Next is figuring out how to measure your success, and that is with key performance indicators. So you set your goals, but how do you know that you'll achieve them? How do you know that you're on track to achieve them? Your KPIs tell you that. I, for example, have a small business, but I'm also a content creator on the side. So for me, accounts reached, comments, shares, and saves, click-through rate, follower and subscriber growth, and brand deals acquired would be KPIs that help me measure whether I'm on track to achieving my SMART goals. That'll help you figure out the KPIs to measure your success and your performance. After you know what your goal is and how you'll measure your success, you need to figure out who you're gonna be talking to. And a lot of content creators struggle with this because they're trying to talk to everybody, but when you do that, you end up talking to nobody. So you really need to figure out who your target audience is, down to their demographics, psychographics, all that stuff, right? If you have no idea who they are, don't know anything about them, that's okay, that's fine. You can go to your preferred AI search engine, whether that's ChatGPT or Claude, and you can plug this AI prompt into it to figure out what kind of person they are, but also this will also help you clarify who you are, okay? Like what kind of content do I want to post? Where do I want to post? What is my niche kind of thing? The AI platform that you choose will likely spit out some great information, and from there you can, build on it and expand on that, but it's a great starting point. I have 3 personas because again, I have a small business and then my own personal content page. So I have someone who's like the creative hustler and baddie who's really more for my personal pages, especially on TikTok. Then you'll have Jordan, the entrepreneurial go-getter. So they're more like me. They're a small business owner. They might have one small business or multiple small businesses, and they really care about copywriting and content as well, but mostly copywriting and like how to grow their business and all that stuff. So they're persona 2. And Jordan could be male or female. I found that it's mostly female, but there is definitely a good percentage of men in there. So it's gonna be both. And then I have Olivia. They're a corporate warrior by day, influencer by night, and a passive income queen. So they're very much like me. They have a day job, they have a night job, they create content, they're trying to make passive income with digital products. And so they are kind of different from the first 2 because the first one is more just focused on content. The second one is more focused on copywriting and business. The third one is both, but I still want to separate that. So I have 3 personas here. And you talk about gender, location, occupation, or income, hobbies and interests, their content preferences, creators they follow, purchase behavior, challenges, goals. All that is so important. And I know this seems like a lot of work, especially if you're just a content creator. Like, do I really need to do all this? Yes, you do. And then you want to do the same thing for your competitors. Whether you're a small business owner or a content creator, you do have a competitor, likely multiple, that can take attention away from your page and put it onto their page. What are they doing right that keeps their audience coming back for more? What opportunities await? Yes, they might be amazing. They may have hundreds of thousands of followers, but there may be opportunities for you, even if you just have 500, right? This is your time to ask and answer those questions. Look for 2 to 3 competitors. You want to look at, obviously their name and username, but like the platforms and the type of content that they post on those platforms, how many followers or subscribers they count, their audience information. So you can use the exact same AI prompt that I mentioned earlier and actually use it for your competitor, just switch the names around. What are their top posts? You can look at certain platforms. Tools will actually help you analyze your competitors. You might have to pay for them though. So you can just kind of look at their, likes and comments if they share it, because sometimes people choose to hide their likes, but if it shows it, then you can see what the top posts are. You might have to go scrolling for a while, but on TikTok, it's a little bit easier because you can see the view count and the play count. So it's a little bit easier to see what's a higher performing post, but you might have to take some time to do that. And then also influencer collabs. That again is very easy because it'll usually say #ad or, so-and-so partner of a such and such brand. So that helps you as well. Because again, that reveals, insight and opportunities for you. Maybe I could partner with this brand or a brand that's similar to them that sells a similar thing. It's an opportunity for you. So this is also something, because if you want to be a content creator that makes money, then this is something that you really need to be doing in your content strategy process. After you have all this information, your target audience info, your competitor info, and the kind of person that you want to be and your goals and stuff, then you can choose your platforms. You're probably already posting on some, that's fine, but maybe this insight can help you reveal which platforms to keep, which platforms to ditch, and which platforms to start posting on. Of course, we have the classics like Instagram and Facebook and Twitter/X. We have TikTok now, YouTube, LinkedIn. You could also do a blog. You could do an email newsletter or a Substack. You could do a podcast. You could post on Snapchat. There are so many platforms to be posting on. And again, I'm talking about content strategy. I want you to think not just about social media. Think about other stuff too. You could have a Substack, you could have a newsletter, you could have a blog. I have Instagram for both my pages, I have TikTok for both my pages, but I do better on Instagram for my business versus TikTok for my personal page. YouTube, I'm noticing, because I just started, that a lot of my educational content is doing well, but specifically about social media. So I'm targeting persona 3, but I'm finding that persona 1 is resonating most with my content on YouTube. So that is an interesting insight for me as I've been posting, but you'll see here that I have quite a lot of information about each platform, like the key features, how they serve your business and/or platform, because again, you might not be someone who has digital products, you might not be a business owner, so you can, change this how you want, but the types of content that I'll share on that platform, how often I'll post, current data if I have it, and then my KPIs for that specific platform. This is how you create a plan. This is how you get intentional so you feel less overwhelmed when you're posting. Then the final step in nailing your content strategy. We choose the content pillars, the best platforms for these content themes. Even though we've chosen platforms, what are the best platforms for these pillars that we've chosen? Because maybe you'll choose Instagram for educational content, but you'll only do vlog content on YouTube and TikTok, for example, right? So you need to choose the best platforms for your content themes as well, and the goal for each. This establishes your authority, helps your content get found more often by the right people. It makes content creation and planning easier, and it encourages social sharing and engagement. But again, in order to do this, you need to understand your target audience and get clear on who you are and what your goals are. There are common content pillars like education and industry news, case studies and testimonials, entertainment and inspiration, community building, service promotion. There are so many other ones that are more specific and granular. You can obviously go on Google or your preferred AI platform. There are like dozens of blog posts on this topic, but these are the common ones, right? So once you have, again, all this information, then you can choose your content pillars, target audience for each, your goal, and the types of content for this theme. So for example, with me, education and industry news, that is mostly speaking to persona 3, but also persona 2. But again, persona 3 is kind of a mix of 1 and 2. So I'm just gonna say persona 3 for this one. My goal is to establish myself as a thought leader, right? And so I find that, especially on Instagram, carousels do very well. Short form and long video do well on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, and then blogs and newsletter emails. So that is really helpful for me, right? Whereas with inspiration and entertainment content, again, speaking to persona 3, but my goal here is to encourage engagement and community building. And that is best with short form and long video, carousels, and static. Not so much blog, not so much newsletter. Even though I've chosen blogs and newsletters as my platform, they're part of my platforms that I'm choosing to post on, it's not gonna be for this pillar. That is everything that you have to do to create a content strategy. That is the first step. And I hope that it made things a little bit easier for you. If you have any questions, comment below. And everything that I just showed you is actually in my content hub and idea vault. It's a template that I'm currently creating in Notion and will be available soon. So if you'd like to grab that, click the link to buy now. But I hope you like what you saw. Again, if you have any questions, comment below, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.